Good morning. My name is Coach Rob. We are in Wake Forest and we're going to go through some basics of cricket. We're going to start off with bowling, and the first tip is the grip. Everybody kind of just lets kids grab the ball and bowl any way they want. So I want to get the grip right, and this is really for a fast bowler or seamer. So what I tell them is, first of all, take your fingers, and those four parts of your fingers are the brains. If you're putting the ball too far in or too far right, you don't get all your brains on the ball. So we want to make sure that those four parts are on the seam, and put the bottom finger or your thumb kind of where it's comfortable. You want to have about a 1.5 to 2 finger gap in this little area over here. And then the thing that I find most common is some players squeeze too tight and others are too loose. So the ball will flop out or will get stuck and bounce really short. So how hard do we actually hold the ball? I tell them squeeze toothpaste. So if you've got your toothpaste tube and you're squeezing that, you don't want to squeeze it so all the toothpaste goes all over. You want to get a little bit out. So squeeze your grip just like you're squeezing toothpaste. So that's the first thing. Once you've got the grip nice and situated, the next thing that we're going to move on to is we want to make sure that the seam is presented when you bowl properly. So I do something pretty simple over here. We do what we call the blindfold test. So a lot of my players, when they're bowling, all of a sudden the ball starts spraying down leg, look what I'm doing, or going way down off. And there's a simple thing that I do with them there. It's called grip awareness. So if a player closes their eyes, for example, and I said, give me a high five at the top of your action, they close their eyes like this, and then they're going to bowl to me. So they're going to come up and they're going to bowl. And I say, freeze at the top of your action. And then I say, look. And if I did that, for example, where would that ball go? And that ball would be going down the leg side. And another kid might come up and I say, freeze. And their hand is going way down off. So I say to them, you need to give me a high five at the top of your action. So they will do the first one, close their eyes, and I'll say freeze, and I'll straighten their hand for them. So now I put the ball in the hands, and now they will get a feel and a sensation that now the ball is actually going straight, exactly where it needs to go. So it's a really simple test that you can do with all your players. Just tell them, close your eyes and stop where they're going to release, and just look at the top, make sure there's a beautiful high five at the top, and that's the presentation that you want. So those are a couple of basics. The grip, remember, squeeze it the right way, toothpaste, make sure your fingers are on the ball, use your brains, and then make sure that when they're releasing, their hand is coming out like a high five at the top. Those are some basics that are going to get you started really well with the grip and the presentation of the seam when they're bowling. Let's start off with that and move on to the next one.